What's poppin'? It's J to the A, D to the A. Welcome to my little corner of heaven. Today is gonna be like a very serious video, and it was based on a kind of long dream. I was in this dream for a minute, right? So, and it's kind of hurting me because, and I'm not laughing because it's really not funny at all, but it's that's my like response when something is triggering me. Like, I'm trying to suck back my tears right now just because some things do trigger me, like I am a very caring, nurturing person, especially to children, but I'm a caring and nurturing person in general, no matter if you're a child or not. And a lot of people may not realize that because I display my femininity as well as my masculinity, right? And I am big on logic and big on talking about my experiences and channeling. So, yes, channeling and having logic and stuff is a part of my personality, but when I am delivering messages, yes, I'm telling you from experience and telling you things, but I'm also giving you a psychic message that's not from just me. Like, yes, my higher self, excuse me. I said higher stuff. Yes. Yes, my higher self is involved, but you're actually talking to, some high powers, not just my higher self. Like, you're using me as a telephone. I'm just the telephone, all right? There's somebody on the other line. There's more than one, being spiritual frequency on the other line giving me messages to you. Like, it's not just me. If that was the case, why would I be able to know, when, where, who, how? So, you feel what I'm saying? So, had to grasp my emotions, sorry, because I have to disconnect my human feelings, my maternal instinct in order to get this out. All right. And I feel like when I woke up, I was too shocked. So me talking about it out loud and reliving it and all of that other stuff, it's kind of putting me back into the setting. So I'm sure I was running an orphanage, not running an orphanage, but like employed at some type of orphanage. So I was peeping this man. He so happened to be white. No, I'm not racist. Check out my Race Matters, but it doesn't matter video. And don't assume anything about the video until you actually look at the video all the way through, bruh. This girl like spammed my comments and until she got into the end. And then she deleted her comments, was like, thank you for, what she say? She said, thank you for enlightening me, and deleted all her comments. Girl, I could see your comments still. Like, the fuck? I'm not fear mongering people. I'm only giving information. So yeah, check out that video or whatever. But if you don't want to check out the video, go ahead. I just want to tell you that this is not a direct attack to a certain, type of person. So it was this white man. He was kind of old, like a little hunched over. He had a cane. He was in a not a blazer, like a coat, like a long coat, but kind of blazerish, but it was like long. I don't really know how to say it or like what it's called exactly, but he had a hat on, and every time I looked at him, it was like he had his head up, like he was looking around. And I was like, who is this man? Like, he don't have nobody guiding him, because it's an orphanage. Like, people can't just look around without help being there. They're children. Like, who are you, my G? So he was just looking around at the kids, and I didn't really understand this in the dream, but as I was going over the dream when I woke up, he was not looking at any white kids. He was only looking at black kids. He was only looking at black kids. I repeat, he was only looking at black kids. And he had his head up like a regular person, but every time I looked over there at him, he covered his eyes with his hat. And it was like a fancy hat, He covered his eyes with his hat and like held his head down. And in waking life, I synchronized that with eyes are the window to the soul, right? And sometimes I look around, everywhere so I can stay focused. Like I look around sometimes when I'm talking. I try to gather my thoughts and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to, be a hypocrite or say anything like that. But it's a dream and it is going to symbolize stuff. He did not show his eyes, period. Not just he didn't look at me, even though that could have meant something too. He did not show his eyes. Every time I looked at him, he put his head down and covered his eyes with his hat, like on some Smooth Criminal, like that, like Michael Jackson, Annie, are you okay? Like that. But he was in all black. I think he had like a gray shirt, blah, blah, blah. He had some old man pants on, a little hunched over, like I said, cane. He was kind of short, like I was taller than him. So he was looking at the black kids and he was just giving me a vibe. And I was trying to find the person who was in charge. And I guess this little boy, like, bro, he was so cute. Like, he was so cute. He was such a little being. Oh my God. His hair, I'm just going to explain. This is not what made him cute, but this is how he looked. His hair was cut, pretty big brown eyes. He was kind of brown skin, I think. He had on this little, button up shirt with this little, tie, like a bow tie, but he had shorts on and little socks, and he was looking at like the little mirror in the bathrooms that we have, so the kids can get dressed, like, whatever. And he like crossed his legs and put his hand on his hip, like he was standing up. You stand up while you cross your legs. Like he stood up and crossed his legs, and he was like practicing introducing himself, but I didn't get his name or nothing. But he was like, I like skating. He was like, do you want to know my other hobbies? And he was just talking to himself and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, congratulations. You got adopted and blah, blah, talking to him. He was probably like, bro, anywhere from 4 or 5, 6, and probably not 6, like 4 or 5. He was very smart and speaking very clearly. And I was like, oh my God, I heard about it. You got adopted, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And something just wasn't feeling right. Like I was getting kind of sick to my stomach, but playing it off because I'm like talking to a little kid. And to me, I guess that was my favorite, little kid because of, I don't know, I just felt the way, And I was just like, what? I looked in the, how could I explain this? So in the bathroom, there's no closing doors, right? So I looked to kind of to the right. Like, so say the boy's on my left, kind of in front of me. So I look behind him to the right, and it's just open door. There's no door, and there's kids in there like all sitting around, standing around, talking and stuff like that, just playing like normal kids, all ethnicities of kids. And this man is still in there, like particularly looking at the black kids. And I was like, man, I'm gonna find, whoever's in charge. I don't know whoever's in charge. I don't remember what the person that I ended up speaking to looked like. But once I found him, I don't remember this, and I feel like I wasn't supposed to remember. But once I found him, I was like, there's this man in here, like, y'all aren't by him, like, and I'm going to get back to why I think I didn't remember the person's face. But I was like, there's this man in here, and, he's just giving me a bad vibe. Like, I'm intuitive. Like, I just don't feel right. And I try to like, I don't know. I'm the type of person, I try to deliver bad news, quotation mark, with good news, quotation marks. So I was like, yeah, but that's good because such and such is getting adopted, blah, blah, blah. Don't remember the little boy name at all. And my spirit just said, it don't matter. It's the symbolism. All right, thank you. So I don't remember the little boy name at all, like I said. And they was like, oh yeah, the man is okay. He's getting adopted by that man. And I was like, what? Oh no. So I like ran to go find a little boy, and when I found him, he was really fucking pale, bro. Like he went from being brown skin, and this is really scared me. He went from being like brown skin to being really pale. Like it's like he was losing life in front of my face. Like his skin literally went from being a brown skin, like on the lighter side of brown skin, to pale, like pale. And I'm not talking about pale like, oh, it's a white person. I'm talking about pale like that's a dead person pale. Like use sick in the face pill. Like if somebody brown skin had like the flu or something, or like kept throwing up like pale like that, or like, you know, started crying or something, or like was dehydrated or something, that type of pill. And I was like, what did you do? What did you do? And like, I tried to grab the boy, but he was like, he wasn't tangible anymore. And the man, I tried to look at the man, and like, he was walking away from me. He had his back turned to me. And, you know, it's like I couldn't move. Like, it's like kind of like I was forced to see the man walk out of there, and that basically lifeless, but of course these walking, but I couldn't grab him. So, you know, y'all take what does that mean to y'all? It's probably the same thing that means to me. And he followed the man out, and basically he was like a walking little dead boy, and followed this live white man out that didn't fucking look me in my eyes for some reason. And I felt like that's because when I look in people's eyes, like in my dream and stuff like that, like it'd be a whole other thing. And when I look in the mirror, I can see like different aspects of myself, different parallel universes, different ancestors, spirits, stuff like that. Like, I'll do a video on that, but it's gonna be super long, so I'm trying to wait till I got the proper material so I can make it a long ass, you know, amazing video. Like, I just want to, you know, not feel rushed or anything. So this man just wouldn't let me look in his eyes. So I was like kind of distraught, and the dream changed. Sorry, my voice. The dream changed, right? And I had gotten a car with this black couple that I have no idea who they are. And the black woman was driving, and the man was in the passenger seat. Now, don't hit me with that shit. I know that women can just drive their dude around. I know that could have been his car, all that other stuff. I'm not trying to feed into what society tries to press on us and how things should go and blah blah blah, and high value this and low value that. That's not what I'm saying. This is just the feeling that I got in the car. It was her car. He was in her car. She was driving, and she was like kind of wore the pants in the relationship, I guess. So there was somebody who got in the car on the side of me, on the right side, and I sat in the middle, and there was like this bag. And I looked over there, and I heard like sounds of struggle, and it was like a kid. And I looked over there, and I was like, somebody do something. And like, I wanted to open the bag, but I couldn't open the bag, bro. Like, I'm starting to cry because that shit is so sad. And I know that I'm supposed to talk about it because this shit really be happening in the world. Like, I've had dreams like this, and I'm so glad that I've gotten to the point on my channel that I get to talk about it because of what I'm finna explain to y'all. So I looked to the side, and the dude like basically reached around me and like looked in the bag and was like, oh yeah, we need to take him to the adoption agency. And I was like, what the fuck? It's a kid in there? Take them to the hospital. They're alive. And the woman that was driving, she was like, no, we're taking it to the adoption agency. And then I woke up. So to me, do you know what that means to me? To me, that means, one, watch out for these adoption agencies. The adoption agency in my dream most likely was selling them goddamn kids and trading kids so people could do stuff to them. Yes, conspiracy shit. People be like, I don't believe in those conspiracies. Some of them you do have to pay attention to, my G. And color don't matter in this, because a lot of people don't realize. I ain't gonna name drop in this video because I don't want to get taken down, but it's a lot of corporations being ran by black faces that they soul is negative, and they use their black face to get support from black people, to get money donations in the name of being black. And they do the same shit. Certain adoption agencies, I'm not finna say it in this video. You're gonna have to research that shit yourself. I'm not finna say it in this video because I'm not getting this video taken down. Shaking hands with former people that was in office. People that wanted to be in office. How about that? In charge of adoption agencies and housing children. across the country, especially children with melanin. And y'all know melanin, they be trying to use them things in rituals. Just like how that box of crates full of black male penises got caught in transit. Like, it's just like, of course you're not gonna hear it in the news. It randomly comes up, and then as soon as somebody, journalists are gonna do their job, especially to get their coin. They gon' have their sources and shit, and then you can't fucking find the shit no more. Right? That's the real stuff you gotta pay attention to. So these fucking adoption agencies be on that shit, and these fucking parents be acting like goddamn cows, right? Having baby cows for the slaughterhouse to keep themselves alive, to keep themselves prospering. Literally selling their kids. The lady said, "I'm over there. They're alive. Take them to the hospital." No, we're taking him to the adoption agency. That's telling me that the adoption agency is fucking selling these children, selling these parts, doing stuff to them. Like, what the hell? Like, really? Like, I understand that's the world we live in, but for my spirits wanting me to speak on this, it's like, damn, if y'all really out here having babies willy-nilly, bro, right? If you in a low vibrational state and you just giving up your kids, if you're somebody that don't want to have abortions or afraid to have abortions or can't have abortions and just giving up your kids, please get your frequency together and find a couple that actually want kids that can't have them. Because there's a lot of people that can't have kids that legitimately want kids. It's a lot of people. Don't just be dropping them off at different orphanages. And don't get confused. Be like, oh, this has so many numbers. This is $1 billion organization. I'm going to drop my kids off here instead of some other orphanage. No, research. Don't just research. Use your intuition. Use your gut. Go to somebody. Hey, find a tarot reader. It don't have to be me. Find a tarot reader. Hey, should I let these two people? That's $20. Should I let? And I'm pretty sure they're gonna pay you anyway for adopting your kid. So be like, oh, is this a good parent for this soul, for this child? Is for this being, right? Get it together. It's literally testimonies. If you go on my awareness playlist, and I think if you change the settings to latest added, I think added like the first few added videos, you will find some testimonies about adrenochrome and how they escaped, and how different helpful programs had to get her mind together, and she basically had to remember everything that happened to her. She literally said that she witnessed them boiling children alive. Boiling them. I'm finna drink some water. Literally boiling them. Like, y'all do not be doing this. But look, don't even get me talking about abortion. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, pro-choice, blah, blah, blah. Look, it all depends to me. I'll give my opinion on it if you want to, but period, point blank, ask yourselves, why are most Planned Parenthoods in the hood? Where are most melanated people? In the hood. That's very dangerous. The same people cutting you up, sucking stuff up out of you, right? It's the same people not telling you that herbs do that. There are certain herbs that do that, right? And I would never really share that on my channel, ever. There are certain herbs that do that. Now, that's real nigga hoodoo. Because hoodoo is what? Slave magic. And they was taking them herbs, getting rid of them babies from them slave masters. That's why that is even known. There is different herbs that will, do what these Planned Parenthoods will do. Don't be letting them motherfuckers have things out of your body. It's crazy. And don't be abusing herbs like what I just told you. going, oh, let me look this up, da da da, I ain't got the money, da da da. Some people need to take accountabilities for their actions. That's why I said I'm very dual, like two scales, like justice, like Santa Muerte be having, like Anubis be having, like, you know, the sign of Libra justice scales. I'm very much 50-50 about, you know, all of that stuff, because you never really know. People's health could be in danger. People could be serious rape victims and not wanting to have that energy and that bloodline and that spirit and that soul. Bro, just divine on the subject. Divine on the subject. And if you see anybody going down this path, please let them know. Sliding back in to say that I feel like the person that was running the organization, like them not having a face, or me not remembering them having a face or like a body or anything like that, is symbolic for the people really, really running this shit. Like the people really, really in charge are faceless. Like they're not tangible in this reality. Now, I do believe they can slip in bodies, like on Bleach when they put the fucking my soul in the Gigai. Like I definitely believe that, but I think that's very symbolic in this dream. So that's all I had to say. Sorry I was very emotional in this. Pretty sure somebody got some bullshit to say. Oh, here she go. I don't give a fuck. Alright? This is very serious and you would not understand unless you was there. It's very different for me, alright? So, yeah. Blessings, much love, and y'all stay safe and all that stuff. I just appreciate y'all watching. Like, I don't even care. You can comment, you can like, you can subscribe if you want to, but this video is very deep and it's very dark. Right? So, I'm gonna go probably get myself together and my emotions together. Excuse me for stuttering. So, yeah, peace.